Welcome to my review of $300. This is $300, and it has many special properties. It could lie very flat against a table. You could exchange it for goods and/or services, and if you flash it at a stripper, she'll do special things to you. Now, the question of the day is, would you rather have $300 or the Fidelio X2s? Well, in all honesty, I'd rather have these. These are the best built set of cans I've ever touched with my hands. Now, let's get on to the Fidelio. Let's get to that first word, the Philips word. Close your eyes. If you're slightly older than if you're as old as I am, and you close your eyes and you think Philips, what do you see? I see light bulbs. I see Sonicare toothbrushes. I see a crap 20-inch television that blew out after a year and a half. Philips is not known for their electronics. I mean, they're known for their electronics, but they're not known for their good electronics. They have delivered many a piece of crap to at least my household back in the day. So why is it that they could come along out of essentially nowhere and make the best headphones I've heard all year? I don't know. I've heard Philips Fidelio X2. I've heard it said on the interwebs, and I just ignore it because it's Philips. I mean, I'd probably have taken them over Beats without knowing it, just because, you know, that's a brand I don't want to get close to. But holy crap. Holy crap. We'll start off with the obvious. The cable. First of all, it's detachable. Second of all, even though it's long, they don't give you a shorter one. This is the nicest headphone cable I've ever seen. Look how thick it is. It's all cloth. The end connectors are beautifully small. This says Fidelio. There's quality. Look how small it is. They give you this stupid thing, which I've tried to figure out how you're supposed to, like, loop it through here. It's got to be this end goes through. And you like loop it and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Because you could just buy another. I mean, I'd just buy this cable. If headphones just had, 3.5mm inputs like they all fuckers should, I would just buy Fidelio cables. They need to make these in a couple lengths because they're awesome. This is awesome. Okay. Throw that down for now. Metal. Yes. They're heavy. They're not too heavy, and they're not to the point where, you feel like they're going to weigh down your head like the HE500s or the 400s, but they feel like you've spent $300 on something quality. Oh my God. Not that, the Germans and the Bear Dynamics aren't quality, but they're just, this is metal. This is engine block material right here. I love the system. The clamp can be tight, and I would easily take this and just bend it like that, with force if I own these, but I don't own these, so I can't do that. But the clamp, wow. The memory foam, the giant memory foam ear pads. Let's harken back to the K7XXs, which I pretty much had sex with on camera. The K7XXs had excellent bass. There was a lot of it there, and they had excellent pads. And they might still have better pads than the Fidelios because they were just simply bigger. And that's pretty hard to imagine considering how big these pads are. But the low end out of these is the same level as the K7XX, but more refined. It's tighter. I went right from build to sound. I'm all screwed up now. I'm in love. Best headband ever. Now, I'm sure it's just an elastic piece in the middle that you can't see, but I mean, mesh on top, smaller mesh on the bottom, these little, I'm assuming fake leather stitching around the outside. It might be real leather. I'm trying to smell things for you people. This over the top doesn't matter, but at least it hides itself. It does look a little silly when you're wearing it. I mean, they're so big. This mesh looks like something you'd find on like the front of a submarine. It just does this little tilt bit here. Like that's all that does. And then the actual back and forth is taken over by the structure on top. Now it's plug on one side, like you'd expect, and then there's no exposed wires. None wires. So somehow they got the input into this, somehow got out into this ring, and then it comes across these two, and then out of this ring and into this cup without showing any sort of wire at all. That's pretty impressive in my mind. So the top of the headband is the most comfortable ever, just ever on anything. Better than anything that ever touches your head. The pads are, again, memory foam. Perhaps not as nice as the K7X's, but certainly acceptable. I will say the pads do collect lint. Like, I just roll these like for 5 minutes before this review, because I put them on my bed, and that was just the end of it. It was just like, oh, God. Oh, clean everything. They're just so good. Left, right indicators on the inside. They don't muck up the outside. I wore these out in public. I just wore these out in public. And yes, they're open. And yes, everyone could hear what I was listening to. I wanted people to stop me on the street and ask me about them, and no one ever did. I wanted to find someone walking around with Beats, and I wanted to be like, hey, you, try these. And unfortunately, that didn't happen. But, oh my God. I'd be proud to wear these out in public, even if it's blasting out and no one likes me. Just because people need to know these exist. Know that Philips did something right. So, tightest, cleanest bass I've heard. I'm pretty sure that's it. I went back home and I tried on my HE 300s, which I gave to my brother. And compared to these, the 300s are so dark and so sloppy that it's not even funny. Now, granted, these are more money, and they should be better, but they just are. They just are so good. I haven't been able to take these off since I got them. I've been putting off this review for like 3 weeks, just listening to these in bed, curled up in a little ball going, I wish I could lay on my side and listen to these, and you can't. But you try as hard as you can. So, best built headphones, some of the best sounding headphones. What does the box say? Just Philips. Philips, goddammit. Why? That makes no sense. 50mm drivers, acoustic, blah, 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 true to life sound reproduction, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, they're great. They're great. They just are. I don't believe they're Philips. I just can't get that through my head. Yeah, these are going on my list for recommendations. These are right up there. I mean, if I pulled out my 2000Xs, I'd still have to put those ahead of these, but by such a small amount, it's not even funny. Just a small, oh my God. I mean, those are just lighter, and I had to adjust them to clamp, but these are just, these feel like the only headphones that I've gotten recently that are absolutely worth what you're paying for them. I don't feel like these should be like $100. No. $200? These would be oh my God, for $200, but they are worth $300. Where do I stick this to make another pair show up? Oh. They're so good. They're so good. And now that I've done this review, I have to send them away. This is why I don't like this job. I have to send away all my good things. All the good things have to go away. Sound demo in the description in another video. I don't even know if it's going to work to capture what these can do. Oh, one last thing before I forget, because this is the only pair that also does this. When I put on my Muzak and I was listening, frequency response amazing, tones, everything amazing, but they did sound very, I don't want to say flat because that's a confusing term, but they didn't sound very three-dimensional. It sounded very two-dimensional. And if you've ever used crossfeed, which is options you can get Fubar, the Bauer, I'll link to all the crossfeed stuff in comments. My Cowan player has it, X1 didn't have it, Rockbox has it. It's where they take some stuff that's in this channel and they move it here, and some that's in this channel, move it there, so it sounds more natural. When you're listening to speakers, your left ear is hearing that speaker and your right ear is hearing that speaker, and they're all mixed together, so it sounds natural. And with headphones, sometimes it doesn't happen, and it doesn't happen with these. If you don't notice it, don't worry about it. But if you can play with some crossfeeds, some stereophonic binaural stuff, do it, because I found it just, even though it might reduce clarity just a slight little bit, just to have that vocal come from behind your head and the sides and just be right in front of you. I'm giving this review even though you need to do that. That's how good these are. That's like getting in a car, the emergency brake is always on, and be like, this is the greatest car, even though the emergency brake is always on. By the way, you got to shut the emergency brake off sometimes. So yeah, just Philips Fidelios. More like Philips Felicios, because that's what you're going to be doing when you hear these. You're just going to blow the Philips guy, because he's amazing. That got weird.